the C's Physics channel. I'm Steve, and today we're going to be doing a projectile motion problem with a little twist on there. Instead of throwing from the ground, we're going to be throwing from an elevated platform. So in this case, you throw a rock straight up with an initial velocity of 6 meters per second from a height of 5 meters. We want to know what is the maximum height and how long does it take for the rock to hit the ground again. At this time, pause the video, try it for yourself. When you're ready, I'll show you how I did it. Welcome back. As always, I like to start with the answer here. I like to list all the things I know. So off to the side, I will write off, so in this case, the initial velocity of 6, the initial height of 5. We're on Earth, we assume, so we're in gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. What we want to know is the height and the time. So let's look at first the height. In this case, the formula, the final velocity squared is equal to initial velocity squared plus 2ax will work best, except we're going to make sure that we add height in at the end, as normally that's always there. It's just that normally we're throwing something from the ground, so it has an initial height of 0, which means it just kind of goes away. In this case, though, it's not 0, so we're going to plug in what we know, which this time ends up meaning that the height is equal to 7.14 meters. So it gets pretty high. Next, we're going to look at how long the rock was in the air. And to find how long it was in the air, we're going to find first how long it takes for it to get to the top of its parabola, which is to its maximum height, and then how long it's going to take for it to get to the maximum height all the way to the ground. And remember, we have to also include that you started throwing the rock up from some initial height, so you have to make sure that you include that in there. After that, all you do is you break it down. So the time to the maximum height. We use that simple formula, x is equal to initial velocity times time plus 1/2 at squared. We use it all the time, and we plug in what we know, and we solve for t, solve for time. Get time to the max height, and then you'll get the time to the ground. You use that same formula, but in this case it has no initial velocity, so that's 0. And again, solve for time, and we get the time for both, which is 1.79 seconds and 1.2 seconds, and we add them together and we get a total time of 2.99 seconds, just about 3 seconds total time in the air for the rock. Hopefully you found this problem pretty easy, and if you had any trouble, please leave a question down in the comments below. Like this video if you found it helpful, and thank you very much.